No surprises here. LR Hit and God Goku's details have been revealed. What's up, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we have the details for the Extreme Z Awakening for the LR STR Hit and God Goku. These guys were the part 2 LR for the Tech, Kale, and Caulifla, and now they are the part 1 EZA for this year's Golden Week celebration, centered around the Universe 6 tournament of Blue, Kaioken, Goku, and Hit. So we're going to take a look at their details and kind of talk about what they mean for the rest of this celebration, see how good they are and whatnot. So let's take a look here. So they are Accelerated Battle Universal Survival Saga Key 4, HP Attack and Defense 170%. On their basic effects, they get Key 5, Attack and Defense 200%, Damage Reduction Rate 20%, and attacks guaranteed to hit. They launch an additional attack with a 70% chance of becoming a super attack, and have a high chance of evading enemies' attack. Alright, so already we're looking really good, right? They have, 20% damage reduction and 50% chance to dodge, like, just right off the bat. Then, when HP is 67% or more, they have an additional 10% damage reduction. When attacking, they get 67% attack and defense, and disables enemies' guard. So that's really helpful. As the first or second attacker return, they get Key 6 and attack and defense 160%, and chance of evading enemies' attack and damage reduction rate 16%. So in slot 1, they're going to be looking at, what is that? 66% chance to evade, and what is that? 20 and 10. So 46% chance to dodge as the first or second attacker in the turn. Then for every attack received or evaded as the first or second attacker in the turn, they get attack 20% up to 100%. As the third attacker in the turn, they get Key 7 and attack 170% and launch an additional super attack and interrupts the... Ooh, they gave them an action cancel. Interrupts the attacked enemy. Then for every attack performed as the third attacker, they get defense 20% up to 100%. Interesting. So now they get to keep their slot buffs, which is something they didn't previously do. Okay, so basically you put them in slot 3 and then build up their defense, and then move them into slot 1 or 2 for their offense. Probably more likely slot 2. On their super attack effects, they are greatly raising attack and defense for the turn, causing immense colossal damage with a great chance. So that's the stunning. So that's the 12 key. The 18 key, greatly raising attack and defense for 4 turns. Okay, so they're also stacking now for 4 turns. So that's really nice. That means they're going to have some really good attack and defense numbers. Even though it is only on the 18 keys. So you can't be missing those 18 keys. Very nice. So all in all, they are looking good. They probably, if I had to imagine, they probably have the same... I hate that it doesn't show the categories, but I do like the update. They look really good. Let's take a look here. So let's open up the other hit here. Let's go... oh, here they are right here. Okay, so they're going to be really good just on the... simply on the fact here that they are a Great Link partner for Hit. Yeah, so they do suffer the Join Forces syndrome, where they don't have many good partners or many good teams. Basically, Universal Saga, Legendary Existence, Tournament Participants, Join Forces, etc. This does put them on Hit's team, but keeps them off of Goku's team. So they're definitely going to help Hit more than they help Goku, although they will link well with both. Goku's also on Hit's team, so like you could run a team where they could both benefit by putting Goku on Hit's team. So that does work, but either way, that that is going to be really good there. The five, what are the 5 links, right? So if you were to run these guys with Hit, you're looking at Experienced Fighters, Cold Judgment, Infighter, Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, right? So in total, an extra, he's giving Hit basically everything he needs for Hit to kind of function at his max potential outside of linking with himself. Remember, one of the biggest issues I mentioned with Hit is the fact that currently, and during our showcases, all he had was himself. Well, these guys have remedied that. Very, very nice now. Let's take a look here. I kind of want to see here. Shout out to Halvard for getting the defense calcs up. But what are we looking at? So without support, right, turn 1, we're looking at 293. So just under 300k start of turn defense. That's not that bad when you consider the damage reduction and the dodge that he's going to have. But post super, right, assuming he gets his additional supers, you're looking at 1.2 million with that guard or damage reduction. Or sorry, not guard, but with that damage reduction plus dodge. In slot 1 or 2, right, with the extra slot buffs that he's getting, you're looking at 1.8 million with a little bit higher start of turn defense. However, you're probably going to put him in slot 3, where he is going to get that additional super attack, which is going to push him over, assuming you get the hidden potential buff. You can get up to 1.6, up to 2.1, right? Because remember, he's building 20% every super in slot 3. Once he gets his full build up, he's looking at over 3 million defense. Wow, over 3 million defense. And this is when you go, so full build up defense and then roll him into slot 3 or slot 1 or 2, although more than likely slot 2. You are looking at over 3 million defense post additional supers. So that's actually kind of crazy. Now that doesn't even factor the super attack stack, right? Like he's probably going to be getting, right, this is like full build up, so you get all 4 supers on the first turn and then you roll into the next turn and you shift them into slot 2, and then you get your you got your 1 previous SA effect stack. Remember, he can do this 4 times, so 3.6 million he's at by the time you put him in slot 2. Remember, that can go 2 more times higher. So he's actually over, I think, looks like somebody here in the comments here, if we just pull this up here, he's actually at 4.7 at the max possible. So that's actually kind of crazy. Okay, that's actually kind of crazy. That's actually really good, and that doesn't even factor whatever support you're going to get in minimum. You know, for Halvard likes to calculate here with 40%, but obviously we know a lot of characters here now have way more than that, especially once you start factoring in like you know, super attack effect buffs, right? So he's actually going to be way higher than this 3.9 million calculated down here. So wow, okay, they are really good. Not the slot 1 unit I wanted, but hell, hey, I will take what this is, because this is just their defense. Imagine what their offense is going to be, right? Because they're stacking offense too. Now, unfortunately, the usual offense stack calculers have not put out any numbers yet, so we'll have to wait till we see them in game. But if we can assume, you know, basically similar approach here to what we're seeing with defense, we're going to see some pretty decent numbers with them some really good numbers with them post super. Almost that I think maybe they could handle, right? If I'm assuming correctly, they might even be able to handle Festival of Battles as a non-stacker. So which we'll have to see. But I mean, if they're going to be linked with Hit, it ain't going to be a problem for sure. So very, very nice here. So like I said, big thing with them is they are a buff to Hit. They give Hit a partner, and you know what? Honestly, kind of am okay with them just buffing Hit more so than Goku, just because they are on Hit's team. Simply because, I mean, Hit's never going to get this kind of love again. There's 1.5 billion Gokus, so them not even being on Goku's team, not even a big deal for me. Besides, you probably don't want 2 Gokus floating around anyways, so there is that fact. So I definitely really appreciate that. Now, in terms of when this is going to release, this is the EZA details, which means we should be getting this release in approximately 2 days. If we come over here to the news, in-game news, we have upcoming content. We will be getting in 2 days. We will be getting the Miraculous Awakening stage for Extreme Super Battle Road and new missions for the Legendary Frieza event. So very, very nice. So yeah, we should be seeing them in 2 days. Data download should be within 24 hours, and we should have any surprises there. Now, this is not the only EZA coming up. We do know that there's a good chance Part 2 is going to have EZA, Tech, Kale, and Caulifla, which definitely, now that God Goku and Hit have EZA, definitely leaning like they might be jumping into TOP for Part 2, but we will have to see what they decide to do here. So guys, that is it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know, what do you think of Hit and God Goku's EZA details? They look great to me. They definitely, they've been knocking it out of the park with these yellow coin LR EZAs, and this one is no different. But let us know what you think in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.